or was it too fast because you couldn't understand what was coming? Tempo is the most important decision to be taken by a musician in performance. But it must be the last decision, because it is the element that will make the music understandable or not. If you play with more intensity, or if you have more complex music, you need to slow down the speed, otherwise it doesn't contain it. And therefore, when we try to play something slower or faster, it must not be an independent decision. It must be a decision that comes out of the necessity that the content imposes on us. We'll play for you now exactly the same excerpt from the Tchaikovsky Symphony. We played, and we will play it much faster. Okay? We will play it much faster, but don't change the volume of the sound now. Just like you played for. This is not too fast. This is too fast for the content. It's too fast for the content. In other words, the content, when you listen to it, you have first of all the melody. Can you play only violins and cello? 1, 2, 3. You have the harmony, everybody else. This is the harmonic tension. And the release. And then you put the two together. 1, 2. That means that the harmony and the melody and the rhythm, this our holy trinity in music, has to always be together. And that is what makes the decision of the speed, right or wrong. In other words, the timing and the speed at which it goes determines the content. And this is something, I don't know about my friends here, but I have learned a lot from this, about many things in life, about how some things need preparation, and then the timing is right, and then it works. And other times, even the right thing doesn't work if it is not properly prepared. listening is hearing with thought. And I think when there is a performance where you feel the tension of the sound, then it is as if the listener hangs on to the first note and then is taken on a trip outside of reality, but he finds in the trip another reality. Now, what happens to it when we add thought, which we cannot help by doing if we're really listening? The physical process of hearing is by no means passive. The ear detects physical vibrations and converts them into signals, which become sound sensations in the brain. The eye, on the other hand, detects patterns of light and converts them into signals which become visual images in the brain. The space occupied by the auditory system is smaller than the space occupied by the visual system. But the auditory system is closer. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen, and it's important for all of us to remember. The auditory system is physically closer to the parts of the brain which regulate life. This is where the dimension of feeling and emotion now comes into the element of sound. And this is the beginning of all the emotions and thoughts and understanding that we have of music. So the importance of the ear cannot be overestimated. One of the functions, of the most important functions of the ear, is to help us remember and recollect. When you listen, if you listen actively, if you listen to a piece of music, your ear remembers. This is why you recognize something when you hear it, when it comes later. And you hear it the next time you hear the piece, and maybe a few months or years go by, and then you hear it, you remember. That is your ear actually at work. But for this, you have to really listen. It is your capacity to remember that allows you to enjoy a piece of music. If you didn't remember, you wouldn't. You would never recognize anything. It would be like a continuation of sounds which have absolutely no connection amongst them. And I will now put you to the test. You will see how well you will come out of the test, because you have the ability to remember things which you don't even dream of. Don't ever go to a concert, sit in your place and expect to hear the magic of the music. You have to listen. You have to listen carefully. The magic of the music will not speak to you passively. The magic of the music, even of the music that you know very well, will speak to you if you are actively listening. Enough of that. Now I will take one of the most complicated pieces of music, I think, ever written, the Schoenberg Variations for Orchestra. Okay? Now, remember, once more, only the cello. Okay? Not so difficult. Now comes the first variation, and that is in the double basses, in the bassoon and the contrabassoon. You remember the notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? Now, everybody, the first variation.